All right, BobalosRex here, and today we're talking what to do first in 12.1. Now, it is 12.1. We're talking about not Season 2. 12.1 is basically Season 2 preseason week. All right, we're talking about what to do on August 11th or the week of August 11th when you log in and you're ready to play 12.1. What to do first. So, first off, I always like to tell y'all where to log out, and I'm going to say Amanazar Village. If you're caught up with the Curse of Ula'tek questline, all right, and have done the stuff we can already play in 12.0.7, all right, you've already done that, you should already have this first part done, and you want to be right here in Amanazar Village, okay? Now, remember, on the 11th, the season hasn't started, so there's no delves or prey stuff, starter quests to do yet. So that's why I recommend the main place you want to be is what's going to help you unlock this island, because the first thing I think y'all should do is unlock the Coiled Island. But I have found something else to do first if you want some gear. So, if you have all the renowns maxed out or have gotten the gear unlock from the renowns for the original reps, right? You can go back to the vendors, all right, and pick up a new quest, even if you've already done it for the new season, all right? And that will be 279 gear. Now you may be saying, oh, well, 279 gear ain't that big of a deal. Well, you can upgrade it. It's on the veteran track of the new season. Now, do I recommend using veteran crests in this gear? No, but I think it's good to get this veteran tracked gear, and then say you have already higher item level stuff, you can just upgrade it here. You can just upgrade it to your current item level, right? And then you're already packing Season 2 veteran track gear, which you can then choose to upgrade, convert if you just want to get tier charge unlocks or something like that, or just replace like normal, like you would anyways. But it is something to do, especially for alts. If you don't have 279 gear on alts, like I said, you go back around. So you'd go to the Harati vendor, you'd go to the Abundance vendor for 279 necklaces, and then you head to Sartharathal's Soiree. So again, Abundance questline would be picked up right there. And then you'd go wherever the Abundance is. Sartharathal's Soiree, you just pick it up right there at the Renowned vendor, and then do the Runestone quest, which you're going to be doing the weeklies anyways, because you can get some stuff from them. And then, yeah, for same thing for the Haranir, you pick up your Legend of the Haranir after grabbing the Renowned quest, bada boom. And then Void Storm, same thing. You'll pick it up and then go do the Stormarian Assault and get that trinket again. Alright, so cool catch-up gear to get if you need it. Alright, but then, like I said, first thing you want to do is unlock the Coiled Island by continuing the quest with Lady Leodrin here, and that will lead you to the Coiled Island. Now, I'm not going to go over all the quest lines that you get over there, because basically once you get the Coiled Island unlocked, you're going to be unlocking Curse Surges, you're going to be unlocking the weeklies here, you're going to be unlocking the Vault of Ula'tek, and that weekly, alright? So you're going to be basically do the Coiled Island however you want to do it. Do you want to take time to do side quests? Do you want to just rush down the campaign? Do you want to do the event quests as you get them? Do you want to save them for the end? And then there's the world boss. You want to get the world boss, because in the first week, you're going to have world tier world boss. You're going to want to get that done. All right. Also, with the new Renown, there is a new armor piece. So at Renown 9, you get champion wrist armor instead of the veteran pieces. So you definitely want to progress Zuljara's forces as far as you can in the first week, killing rares, doing the weeklies, but you want to be doing whatever you can for Zuljara's forces, doing the lore objects, all the side quests, so you can progress that rep and get that free champion piece. All right? Now, what do you want to do with delves? So bountiful delves aren't going to be unlocked. So with no bountiful delves, you can't level Valera, you can't do much. But you can level up the delve unlocks. Every season, you have to unlock the different tiers of delves. So, starting with the patch, you can start unlocking your tiers of delves. Alright, like we could in preseason. You can't do bountifuls, but you can just do tier 11s. You can get up to tier 11 and be ready for season 2. You can do the delve boss on question mark difficulty in that first week. They have said, so you can progress him. His delve is going to be like over here once you unlock it. And you can work on that, get ready for the actual season start, which would be the week after. Now, that's what you could do as a solo player. Now, for the other types of players, if you're a PvPer, I still recommend doing all the story stuff, all the quests, all the rep stuff, because that's the majority of the game. But if you just want a PvP, the season hasn't started yet in this week. So what you do is you can maybe try out the new arena training grounds and just make sure you got honor ready. Maybe the honor gear will be available. I'm not 100%, but if it's not, just have your honor stockpiled, because that will not reset. Conquest will, honor won't. All right, next up, Mythic Plusers. So, there'll be no Mythic Plus. But, all the Season 2 dungeons, all right, so here's the Season 2 dungeons, will be available on Mythic Zero. They will be weekly reset, though. They won't reset daily, but they will be weekly reset. So, if you care about gear, then you want to run all the Mythic Zeros, all right, for 292 champion gear, right? This would be what you're getting, 292 champion gear. You want to run all these Mythic Zeros at least once for the week, all right? I'm glad it's a weekly lockout. Some people wish it would just be daily, but then you basically expect everybody to be full champion gear. You would have more people doing dungeons, but then some people may run out of dungeons by the end, so I don't know. I do think the weekly lockout is fair for that first week, because this is the best source of loot in that first week, by the way. Mythic Zeros is the best source of loot. The highest source of loot, this 292 champion gear. There is a weekly that gives this in the vault. There is the Zul'jara rep that gives the champion piece, and there's Mythic Zeros. So you want to do your Mythic Zeros in that first week if you like to do if you like to do group content. All right. Now, speaking of which, that first week we're gonna get either season 1 vault or no vault. But you want to be working on your vault for the first vault of season 2, which will hit when season 2 starts on the 18th. So the first week, you want to be charging up your vault, all right? So if you do all your world activities, good, you'll get that charged up. If you do all your Mythic Zeros, good, you'll get that charged up too. There'll be no raid to do, all right? There'll be no raid to do, but you want to fill up the world activities or the dungeons all the way. If you're a group player, you can just do dungeons. Don't worry about the world. Okay, you can worry about the world. You do kind of want to do it, but you want to focus on the dungeons. Now, for world, now that I'm thinking about it, you may want to get all tier 8s for the world row, because that should be your highest source of gear along with the Mythic Zeros. So for both dungeons, the Mythic Zeros should even out with the world tier row in the item level it will give. All right, this will give heroic pieces. These will give heroic pieces. All right, so all 8s or all 0s, okay? You want to fill up this, because when you do get that first vault of season 2, you need at least 3, okay? So if you are a solo player, you do need to fill this up all the way. But if you're a dungeon player, you can mix and match, okay? Now, raiders, we got no raid for another week. Just enjoy the story. Get the quest line done so you're ready for the raid quest. So you do want to get the campaign done, raiders. And you do want to do your weekly to get your first part of your first spark. You will get your second spark in the week the season starts. And then that will be your first crafted piece, which should be when the auction house players can actually start making some money on people recrafting, all that other stuff, etc. But they also should focus on the Zul'jara rep because there is new recipes. There are new recipes. All right, so there are new recipes you can get from Zul'jara. One of the main ones I'm going to be working for is you want to get that contract and get that on the market very early when you can sell it for stupid amounts, because soon it won't be selling for stupid amounts. But yeah, that's what you want to do in the first week. Like I said, the first week, the season hasn't started, but there is plenty to do. And honestly, I do love a preseason week. It reminds me of that early expansion feel. And it's only a week, so it's not too long. So I kind of like it. And then on the 18th, all right, I'm going to be going into more detail, but that's going to be when you get Bountiful Delves, Prey, the Raid, and plus in the actual PvP season. So PvPers got it worse because this is literally just a nothing week. But, I mean, if you're a PvPer, you expect to have to do the world stuff at some point, I'd imagine. And there is a lot of cool unlocks in the vault there on the island. But yeah, the first thing I recommend everyone do, unless you want to get that veteran gear, but you can do that later. Okay, just don't forget about grabbing your new renowned track quests, because when I find that out, it was pretty nice to know you can get all that veteran gear. And you do it on all your alts. All of your alts. Free veteran gear for that rep that you have from Season 1. And now that that's going to carry forward, I think that's going to be sweet. But yeah, so in that first week, main thing you do, unlock the Coiled Isle, unlock the Vault of Ula'tek, unlock the weeklies, because you're going to need to have the island unlocked to do the raid, to do the dungeon over here. All right, so you can't skip that, even if you don't want to do it. And then next week, I will give y'all a rundown on what to do for the start of the season, okay? And then remember, if you want to log out optimally, right here in Amanazar, I'm going to have my character ready right here in Amanazar who I want to do the campaign. Remember, whoever's doing the campaign will get that quest gear. So if you want to gear an alt that way, you can do it that way. If you want to just knock out the quest fast, use your most geared person. And that's it. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.